Very good evening, all. So, myself, Malashmi Nada from the SIS College of Arts, Science and Commerce, take this opportunity to launch this online career fair. The career fair, which normally happens in any campus, where a lot of companies come in, they brief students with opportunities available, but at this time it is not possible. So we thought we'll have one online briefing for various career opportunities, which not only our students, people from all over can understand these type of careers, which will help them to be taken up during their academic year, so that once they are finishing the graduation, they come across better perspectives, have better career opportunities. So, SIS College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Science West, has completed 60 years of its inception. We have been catering to students from all over the places of Mumbai, and we have various disciplines, right from arts, commerce, science, and mass media, biotechnology. But all these disciplines, we see to it that they have an upper hand or a training of various curriculum which they are into. Means apart from the regular academic, they also get an opportunity where they can have a hands-on training. So here in 2004, Center for Excellence was set up in SIS College for students to get exposure to the bridge a gap between academia and industry. So Center for Excellence caters to more than 80 value-added courses, both online and offline. So we are happy that we have completed 16 years. And today, to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee, we have launched the online career fair. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our principal, Dr. Uma Shankar, who couldn't be there today, but still we have the support. And I also thank my management for giving us an opportunity to understand the situation and have a career fair on. So the title of today's session is Career Opportunities Through Value-Added Courses. I would like to take you to the few areas which are required, you need to know, or you may be knowing, you may be having a lot of questions. So what a session would be, I'll just give you a briefing. And here we'll have a few experts. Apart from me, we have our German teacher, Miss Manali Nathu, sorry, Spanish teacher, Miss Manali Nathu, German teacher, Miss Apurva Chalke, and we have our teacher, Miss Neha, as well as Mamta, who all would be there to answer your queries in this session. Apart from those queries, we also have be taking few inquiries which have come through. And for our students as well as for our outsiders, we plan to offer credit courses online. So all these details will give you as and when. So just to begin with my session, I'll just introduce what are the various career opportunities. So we go into the topic of today's or the theme of today's session, that is career opportunities through value-added courses. A need of the heart to think what you'll do after your graduation or post-graduation, which areas is going to help you in any field you go through. The current experience which we have been having from past 15 years with the industries or companies who come for placements is what they have certain features in a candidate or a student that you need to explore in a particular field. So apart from your academic, you should have certain qualities in you. So first you think yourself, do you have the employability quotient? Are your skills are being employable? Do you have a better understanding of your personality? Do you have the options which the employer is looking out for. So for improving your employability skills, one should have these aspects in them. You should know how to deal with people. You should know good reasoning ability. You should have a good creativity. You should be able to have good relationship with your peer members. Apart from your subject knowledge, you should also have a sound knowledge about the resources available of how to manage things. You should be good in technology. So only saying, yeah, I'm a graduate or a particular field, I'm a BA graduate or BSc, or I'm a graduate of biotechnology or a microbiology, anything it will not do. You need to have a overall perspective of your personality. Overall, you have to be employable. So the need of the heart. This is what is the current 2020 expectation, that you should foreign languages. You should have a good academic career. You should have good sound technology skill. You should be flaring with various gadgets, operations, like you should be able to handle networks. You should be good in programming. Plus, your interpersonal skills are a main important aspects, which is how anyone would take up any particular person with these records as a taking into a absorb into a company, or even if you want to go for higher studies. So these are the things which has to be observed for. So soft skill is one major aspects, and language. These two are the major criteria which are required to be seen in anyone taking up in any field of career. So these two skills have to be very good. Soft skills mainly it is what is a good communication skill, good presentation skill. You should have a apt knowledge about your subject. Plus, you should have a good leadership skills. You should be able to manage time. All these are the skills which are expected in an individual for better career. There are many areas which you can explore yourself. If you belong to economical background, or you belong to a commerce background, or if you are looking out to take up job in digital marketing or anything, so you should be first familiarized with the career opportunities available across you. What is the better career opportunities which you are going to take up? So you should supplement these add-on courses in your academic record. There are many short-term programs available, online as well as offline. You should be able to explore, should understand what these careers will require to be supplemented. Suppose if you are very sure that you want to become a CA or ACC, you should take up such things training prior itself. So once you have completed your education, you're ready to, or you're well trained. Otherwise, what it would happen, you'll be just wasting 3 to 4 months or even a year just getting yourself as a trainee. You will not get absorbed in a particular designation. There are other who looking out for IT companies. There are few aspects which IT companies look out for. You should be good creative. You should have good collaborations. You should be able to have adaptability. You should be emotionally strong. These are the few software and hardware skills which we are looking out for. Then you should explore yourself. What you want to be. Need not be only a technical person should only go into IT field. A non-technical person can surely go. So with all the soft skills and your subject knowledge, and with sound knowledge of one or two technical courses, will really give you a better career opportunities. Some may be planning to go into civil services or into government sectors. These are a few areas which you can explore. Suppose if you have already thought you will go into IFS, so in that case, you should plan yourself that this subject in your, that is in your undergraduation, will help you to go into. You should be able to start appearing for the entrance exams. You should start getting training. You should start online. There are many resources available, like some test series keeps coming. You should always explore. There are many government sites which give practice tests, or you have few online resources available. You start upgrading your knowledge, because by the time when you start going to give the exam, you need nearly 4 to 5 years of knowledge based general study, so that it will really help you. Otherwise, after your academic, you will be wasting more 2 3 years. Again, there is a, in government job, there is a upper age limits. And finally, all these things will have a boon only when you adapt yourself to learn or flirt in many languages. So language is very essential part. You should have good sound English knowledge. You should be good in the communication skills. Plus one foreign language at least with your academic career will really add, will really give you a better package salaries or better job opportunities with a good academic record will really pay you well. You may have a scope of your promotions or designation upgradations will go very fast. So with this, I just invite Florina to introduce our next speaker. I'll come back after Madam finishes with foreign languages introductions, and I'll come back with other career opportunities. That is, I'll talk about the technical and non-technical aspects. Okay, so Florina, would you please continue?
Thank you, Mahalakshmi ma'am. So today's speaker, Miss Manali ma'am, she has completed graduation in economics from Gita College and also done MA in HR from William College, East District. She has also completed all levels of German and Spanish from Max Mulliner Bhavan. Currently doing the last module of teacher training of Max Mulliner Bhavan. She has been awarded third scholarship for German. She has completed all the levels of Spanish and since 2011 she has been teaching in IES Chandrakant Patekar Vidyalaya. So now I'd like to call Manali ma'am to take over the session.
Thank you so much, Florina. And guys, as Mahalakshmi ma'am already spoke, we'll be doing today the importance of foreign languages. I hope all of you can see my screen. Okay. So, herzliche willkommen, that is heartiest welcome all of you. And as Wolfgang Goethe says, learning a foreign language also opens a door to a new culture. And what exactly we do at Center for Excellence, we teach languages and we also give you support services and we also give you information service and foreign academic consulting. We also have cultural programs that I'll come back to later. And what exactly we do, that is, this is a center, that is, it's a center to meet your professional needs, like ma'am has already mentioned. And what we basically do, we offer various kind of courses to build your career. And what we do, we guide you in foreign languages, that is German, Spanish, Korean, etc., and French as well. We also offer you English courses. Now ma'am has just said English courses, and English courses are not just limited to the personality development or your normal soft skills, but we do offer you the Cambridge language examination. Most of you must be aware of what exactly the Cambridge is, yeah. Like we say for German, we have Max Muller Bhavan. Similar way for English, we have Cambridge. Most of you must be aware that if you are planning to go abroad for studying, then you need to give IELTS or TOEFL, and that is conducted by your British Institute. And similar way, this Cambridge is nothing but your British Institute as well. And we also give you foreign academic consulting, and this is again I'll speak what exactly this foreign academic consulting. This is again if you're planning to do your bachelor's in any of the countries, that is be it your USA, Canada or Germany. But we also give you consulting about if you want to learn a particular foreign language abroad. We also give you consulting in that. So why to learn a foreign language? As Florina already mentioned, I have completed all my levels of German as well as Spanish, and I also done my French till B2. So why to learn languages? Basically, is opportunity to study or work, opportunity for exchange. Here the exchange I mean, many of you must be aware that there is a student exchange program. So what happens is the students from Germany or Spain, they come to India and we go there. So that exchange, and nowadays the exchange is also a virtual exchange that we do it through emails. You have then there is a lot of opportunity for science and research. Then when you have any one of the foreign language, you have the global career. Then of course tourism and hospitality industry. Then there is a cultural understanding, communication, enjoyment of literature, music, art and philosophy, and of course Last but not the least, travel. Currently, this tourism and hospitality industry and travel is not possible at this moment because of this corona pandemic. But I'm sure that slowly and gradually things will improve on all the fronts and will able to travel smoothly, be it to Germany or Spain. And I know this pandemic has affected all of us. Again, here I would like to share my experience and as well as my students' experience. She is also here. Her name is Suhani. She was also supposed to go, I think, in the month of August to Germany, as she has received a, I think, mint scholarship, right, Suhani? Suhani?
Yes, ma'am. A mint
Yeah.
scholarship.
Yeah, she was supposed to go in the month of August to Germany. She has received a 3 week scholarship, and wherein she was supposed to do 1 week internship in the German company and 2 week language course. And of course, I was supposed to travel in the month of October to Germany on the scholarship of PR Day, but sadly that didn't work out because of this Corona pandemic. So maybe next year. And I was supposed to visit a school there in Germany, and that scholarship was there for. So why we learn a foreign language? I already mentioned you few reasons. Let's see why. There are extensive job opportunities in India and worldwide. First thing is you can do translations. Then you have interpretation. Teaching and coaching is obviously there, and there are many international schools nowadays. Their second language is Spanish. Yeah, if you see in international schools like maybe this Dhirubhai Ambani is there, or you have JVCN International, or you have Buddha, all most of the schools, those who have a Cambridge, that is IG syllabus, they have Spanish. And of course, you have intercultural training. Tourism is there, research and development. There are jobs in leading companies in India. Why to learn a foreign language? See, basically, if you are just graduated, yeah, maybe you could be just a BA, BCom, or BSc. So normally those people will say, for example, they start at 18,000 rupees per month, for example. But if you have one foreign language with the international certification, there are chances, guys, you may be starting your salary at minimum 28 to 30,000. But provided you guys should have an international certification. So the next part is, yeah. So it's easy and interesting to learn. Foreign languages are very interesting to learn, and there is a similarity to English as well. Be it all the foreign languages, be it German, be it Spanish, be it French, they are quite similar to English. And of course, they are quite easy scoring in CBSE and ICSE board exam. And again, the part is if you have paid attention, I said we also do consulting for the foreign universities. I hope many of you know that in Germany there is a, if you want to do BA or like your bachelor's or master's, there is no college fees. Okay, so there is a zero tuition fee. So if you have German language knowledge with the proper certification, here again I mean the international certification, then you have a direct access to universities in Germany for higher education. Okay, and then of course there are international certification. If you say that for German, we have the Start Deutsch, and if you have for Spanish, we have DIE and DELE examinations, and for French you have DELF. English, I have already told you that what we do is we have the Cambridge certification for English. Again, all these languages, they have the levels, that is from A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. That is for all the languages, also for English. So now let's see one small part. So if you want to introduce yourself, let's learn some Spanish, guys. If you simply want to say hello, we'll say hola. And if you want to say good morning, we will be saying buenos dias. Okay, I'll repeat. If you just want to say hello, we'll be saying hola. And if you want to say good morning, we'll be saying buenos dias. And if you want to say good evening, we'll be saying buenas tardes. I'll repeat, we'll be saying hola. Hola is to hi. Then buenos dias if you want to say good morning. And buenas tardes if you want to say good afternoon. Then let's see. I hope all of you know these two personalities very well. That is Sachin Tendulkar and there is Rafael Nadal. So Rafael Nadal is asking. So I want someone. Yeah, Suhani, can you do this with me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, me llamo Rafael. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Sachin Tendulkar. ¿Y usted?
Me llamo Rafael Nadal. ¿Soy de España?
No, soy de India.
Ah, bueno, hablo español, pero aprendo inglés y hindi. ¿Qué idiomas hablas?
Hablo español, hablo Marathi, Hindi y inglés. Aprendo español.
Ah, muy bien. So guys, if you have observed, this is a basic conversation between the Sachin Tendulkar and Rafael Nadal. So if you want to tell your name in Spanish, we simply say it as me llamo. That is my name is. And if you want to say I'm from India, we say soy de India. And when we say hablo means I speak, yeah. Hablo Marathi, Hindi, English. So what is that E? That E stands for and. Yeah, so it is easy, difficult. I want some of the attendees to reply.
It's easy.
Yeah, is that Aarti, Gauri, Gayatri, guys? Or Mayank, yeah, there is some message. Or Neha. Okay, yeah. So Gauri and Gayatri, now Aarti, guys, do you want to try? Do you want to try speaking that? Gauri and Gayatri? Gauri? Gauri or Gayatri? Ah, you can try that with me. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, it is easy. Yeah, just try that with me. It will be good. All good. Yeah, please do that. Yeah, please do that. Okay. So first I'll tell my name, then you try to tell your name in Spanish. Ah, muy bien, Mayank. So Gauri, me llamo Manali. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Gauri.
Ah, muy bien. Soy de España. ¿De dónde eres?
I have no idea what it is.
Soy de España. I'm from Spain. ¿De dónde eres? What do you say? I'm from Spain. You're from India, right? So it would be soy de India.
Soy de India.
Yeah. So if I want to say I speak, I'll say hablo español, Marathi, Hindi y English. What about you?
Hablo Marathi, Hindi, and Tamil.
Yeah, muy bien. Anybody wants to try? From
Good. Encantada.
muy bien, gracias. So what is this? Yeah, as we can say, español es muy fácil. Yeah, español es muy fácil.
Can I try?
Yeah, please.
Hello.
Who's that? Please.
Oh.
You want to
Venicia.
go to the other slide? Yeah, please. Okay. Please try.
Can you begin?
Yeah, me llamo Manali. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Mi nombre es Venicia.
Uh-huh. Venicia, ¿aprendes español? Are you learning Spanish?
Sí.
Ah, muy bien. ¿Dónde?
Duolingo.
Duolingo. Muy bien. So what you can say? Hablo español muy poco.
I didn't get this.
Hablo is I speak, na? Muy poco is very little.
Sí.
Yeah, muy bien. Gracias a todos. So, what you can say? Español is fácil. Yeah, what is fácil? Fácil is easy. So, Spanish is yeah, muy bien. So, I have already told you about the CFR levels. So, guys, this German, Spanish, French, all these are European languages. So, all these European languages, they have a common European framework. Okay. So, that is your level 1, level 2, B1, B2, C1 and C2. So, all these levels, you guys can see what exactly your proficiency is. So, when you say I have done my A1 level, it is like a basic user. When you have A2 level, it is like basic user A2 we say. So what you can do after learning A1 and A2 is you can communicate in simple everyday situations. Then you have independent user, we call it, for B1 and B2. So in this B1 and B2, what you can do, you can communicate confidently on a range of subjects related to everyday life topics and particular interest. And C1, C2, it is like we call it as masters. So you can communicate like a native speaker. So just tell you this more in like a normal we can say language. A1 and A2 you can call it like your till your fifth standard. B1 and B2 we call it like a till 10th, and C1 C2 is still like your graduation. Yeah, so C1 C2 is as good as your masters, guys. And if you're planning to do courses, that is your masters in Germany, you are expected to do till minimum B1. And if you're planning to go to USA for further studies, then again Spanish till B1. And if you're again planning to do translations, then minimum C1 or C2 level is expected. But if you want to be a teacher, the minimum level expected is B2. And again, when I say it is all, you should have an international certification. I've already mentioned for your German, it is Maximula Bhavan Mumbai. For Spanish, you can do it for DIE or Delhi. That is the exams I'm saying. And for French, it is Alliance Française. So this is basically, yeah, this is basically all your, wait a minute, yeah, all your levels. So guys, can you please tell us this Center for Excellence is what? Who will tell me? What is the Center of Excellence?
Language and Cultural Center.
Yeah, it's a language and cultural center, right? So what are the three main areas of the Center for Excellence, guys? Language courses, cultural program, information services. What three things we do at Center for Excellence? Yeah, we do language courses and also information services. So, how do you greet a person in Spanish?
Hola. Hola.
Hola. Yeah? Or you can also say as Buenos dias. So how can you say my name is? How will you say? Yeah. Yeah. So Espanol es? Yeah. Gracias y hasta pronto. Yeah, Florina? Yeah.
Thank you, Manali. So much noise.
Okay. Mahalakshmi ma'am?
Yeah, I'll continue. Just a minute. Okay, so ma'am has given you the gist of foreign languages. So there are other opportunities which I'll be covering. So career opportunities through online and offline courses. Hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so I'll be covering this path of career through online and offline courses. I'll just give you a gist of online education in India. Obviously, you may be trying for foreign universities for your higher education or for job, which a few areas which already Manali Madam has covered. I'll see during this pandemic, MOOCs have increased to a larger extent, but still MOOCs have been fascinating over India in almost more than 5 to 10 years. And where do we stand? And what is the difference between online and offline courses? And I'll be covering few online courses which our college also has, and what the one which is very basically needed and the government is supporting. There's a HRD ministry codes, NPTEL, and then I'll be covering Of course, we should know what are the disadvantages also. Then I'll introduce you to the value-added courses and the credit courses which SIS offers, where everyone can enroll and how it will help them for a better placement opportunity. This is what is the thing my talk would be for another 10-15 minutes. So, online education is a bright future in India, and India have been doing exceedingly well as far as online education is concerned. Online education have been there from past 7-8 years. It has seen a drastic increase. Many studies, many articles which are there. If you see many news, so you'll see the education has taken a revolution of economic growth. There is a lot of scope in globalization where the teacher-student relation has totally changed. So we are now moving on to virtual classroom. So before even this phase of COVID has come, there have been a very drastic influence of online learning because it was the content where there are many modules which are not part of the curriculum where exposure of certain knowledge in depth was very much available. So our country had been the third most largest market of online education. It again indicates that almost 1 million schools are there in India and 18,000 higher education institutions, but there are only 4% of children who do not start schooling. So 58% don't complete the primary school, so 90% don't go to secondary schools, or only 10% go to college. This is what is the current scenario. This is a census of this 2020. So this is the current scenario of our country. So what to do about those 90% who are unable to go for higher education? This is where is the fact is what we need to agree the economical conditions. The economical condition is such that some may not have the finance of going to colleges or universities, paying high fees, or commutation is the issue. So still maybe a huge lakhs of millions of faculties or students or all you could come across, but still that when you come to the population of the country, it is a very small amount who is getting educated. Those remaining percentage. So that's where online education gives access with a different experience in higher education. So it is simply the main reason behind is the financial or personal constraint that could be deprived of some about higher education. So HRD ministry itself of our India has giving a different scenario to online education. So we have been doing exceedingly well. There are different universities, different bodies in our country which give online education degrees, postgraduate diplomas, etc. Like you have few listed here, British Council, IGNO. So, but when you go into online education, the authenticity has to be taken care. The course content has to be taken care, and it's really worth doing. That is more important. That it is going to fetch you a better career opportunity. Otherwise, the degree certificate is not valuable, then it is of no use. So there are many foreign countries also which is offering online learning or online degree. We had Coursera through which our college could have nearly 700 students take up these online courses. More than 2,000 courses have been completed by our students. But as far as degree is concerned, there are many foreign universities which are listed here. They do give degrees online. And if you go through the website, you'll see list of careers. And most of the universities have started giving distance online learning, which really makes a large impact of taking care of the study, like where you have to just pay the fees of that course. When you want to travel to the foreign university, you can just see the ample amount of expenses, lakhs of money which you have to went out to go there, stay there, take a part-time job, and take care of the expenses and etc. So this has really changed mode, and this has been drastically happening in past 10 years, and this past 3-4 years have been growing very enormously. Sorry. Okay. So, what is this online versus offline course, why this transition? If you see currently in this past few months, you might have come across virtual reality. Virtual reality is what it is going to happen in another 3 4 years. So we are just getting ready right now, where the beginning of virtual reality is just online learning. It's just online, and not exactly what virtual reality. We are just transiting through this process of online learning. So where in on-campus education, there is an offline course. The students come through admission process. They have to have prerequisites, eligibility criteria. They would have courses on the campus where they would have peer-to-peer interaction, face-to-face interactive sessions. They will have certain evaluations. Some of the online add-on programs may be credit-based. They may be degree may be credit-based. They may have campus placements, they may get recognition. But coming to the new trend or not the upcoming trend of online learning is what it is just a click away. Just enroll, you get yourself qualified for that course. After enrollment, you finish the enrollment process, you learn the course, but you have to be self-motivated. You get recognition and you are at the evaluating process. You have to evolve yourself, go through the evaluation, you get credit, you can get still placements because many companies which look out for are looking for placements of and where these online certificates are valid. So you need to decide which online certification is going to give a better career opportunities, which is going to be recognized for your higher studies. All these things are need to be understood. Few online skill-based educations which is offered near your doorsteps is MOOCs platform. You have Coursera, edX, NPTEL, and Swayam. Now, Swayam is part of NPTEL, which is the Swayam portal is totally handled by NPTEL. So you will have what is this Swayam is what it's again a HRD project. There is new HRD ministry project by a government of India, which is put forth to have online learning, provide you e-resources, not only for students, for faculties. There are a lot of online training programs, courses, certificates. IIT has put forth a degree also on data science online. So many opportunities which are made available, and these resources are so easily available and these are open. Like for example, there are e-Pathshala. Everything is available under Swayam portal. Just need to explore that website, get access to the free material. You may be preparing for your entrances, so you have a lot of materials free. So if government of India wants these facilities to be availed by the students who are those 90% who can't take up higher studies. So it's freely open access e-libraries are available. Only you need to filter and choose the things which is going to supplement your curriculum. And it is to be just approachable towards you. You need a better connectivity, you need better gadgets to access it. That is the main concern. Rest all, you have these resources free of cost. But if you want a degree or a certification, then you have to bear the government's examination fees. That is where the thing is. Otherwise, the resources are free. But there are certain paid resources also. It depends to side to side. Just you need to explore over that. So what is this MOOCs? That is massive online open course, which is where the teacher-student relation is changing, but into a different mode. That you can't say the teacher's role is not there. You have a different mode of learning, and you have these components considered. That is, you will have a course content, you'll have a video lectures, there will be deadlines for assignments, you may be objectives, subjective, there may be programming codes, there may be text transcripts, okay, demos of laboratory techniques, and interactive sessions, live sessions by faculties may happen. A discussion forum maybe there is a different mode of interaction. So this is what are the components of MOOCs which are taking over from the offline. What do the students get? Anyone can tell me what are the benefits from the participants? What do you benefit as a student or as a learner rather than a student? It is open for even faculties across. There are a lot of MOOCs courses. Anyone from the audience would like to give few points? You may have a scope or whatever. If not, Okay, should I come to the thing? Well, fine. Okay. So, enhance your skill by doing skill-based courses. If you remember in the first slide, I said skill enhancement. That is what it means. You need to have a skill enhancement. Practical approach is required. So this will really enhance your skill based on the choice of your course. Here you have the choice to a large extent. You have a better exposure to advanced level information. Basic, you have levels of content, basic, intermediate, diploma, advanced. So advanced level information, you can gather it. You can study at your own pace, at your own space, at own time limits. And finally, it will add value to your profile. It will make you more competent. This is what is the benefit as a student. And MOOCs in SIS have been evolving to a large extent since 2012. We have tied up with IIT Bombay. We in 2015 we have tied up with IIT Madras for online NPTEL courses. Then we have a skill development program through University of Mumbai. We have collaborated with UFABER to offer more professional one-to-one. So this UFABER courses are different from the other online where you have one-to-one, like it would be online. It will be online plus one-to-one face-to-face interaction. A personal mentor would be available to completely develop yourself. And then lastly, we had collaborated with Coursera. So these are the MOOCs platform which SIS give. One such is NPTEL, where NPTEL is the site. It is a site which goes through the four quadrants, and it has been a very successful project of government where the materials resources are available in nptel.ac.in, and the courses which are there, it is very much required as per the current curriculums to build the gap of industry and academy. Those which modules which it is not possible to give in any academic, where you'll have more of theoretical exposure, where the in depth of a particular module and the convenience and the deadlines and the follow-ups are so well attracted, and most important, the fee structure. It's totally free course. Only if you want a certification, then you have to go for an examination. Then that examination fees you have to bear with it. And for that examination fees, it's like you have to decide. There is no limitation. I can only enroll one course and study. No, so at a particular semester, you can enroll for as many courses you want. But the one which you're going to give exam, that you follow the weeks, deadlines, you discuss those topics in forum, you get exposure with a lot of practical approach with assignments. So many things are there. Then finally, they know how to engage the participants. They know how to keep yourself occupied with better content. You can read those content even through mobile or a website, or there are transcripts available. There are references available. So always it is knowledge is at your doorstep when it is just you have to explore. But how do they acknowledge this is what they give credit transfer? So it's a authentic UGC AICT approved course where the certificate after clearing the online exam, they value it by credits to the students and for faculties with the FDP certificates. A 4-week course is 1 credit for student and half FDP for teacher. 8-week course is a 2 credit for the student and full FDP for 1 week for the teacher, and 12-week course is 3 credit to 4 credit depending upon. There are sometimes even beyond 12 weeks, sometimes even 8 or 9 week also. Depending upon the degree, the credit is 3 or 4 as per the content of the course, and it's a 1.5 FTP for a faculty. SIS students get recognized if they make efforts in qualifying 8-week or 12-week courses by giving 2 credit for 8 week and 3 credit for 12 week. This additional credits I'll come to it. And another fascinating is like it's equivalent to a degree is domain certification. I'll give you an example that if suppose a BSc graduate is there, he is taking pure sciences, he want to flourish in a particular domain. Means there are different domains available in NPTEL, and at a semester of six months, you can choose one of the domain. You can browse through the courses. In that, you can select one domain and you choose which is your expertise. For example, if I want to go into digital marketing, I should go into that curriculum, say computer science or IT. I should see what it is, or if I'm a faculty, I want to see, I want to improve my knowledge or my topic knowledge. I can surely take up FPT, or for a faculty also, discipline is there. The management courses, and only thing, which course is going to give you promotions, or which course is going to give more employable opportunities, areas of interest you should know, in which you can explore and master over it. So in domain course, it is different from the normal course. Normally, NPTEL courses is 40% is the passing standard, and above that, they rate it as different criteria of certification: successful, elite, or gold, silver certifications. But in domain, where you have taken, like your degree, you have core plus elective. You have to choose a core and elective papers, and there the average score of all should be equivalent to 60% or above. Otherwise, you won't get a domain certificate. That is, and you need to have a minimum number of weeks of study specified. You can't skip any particular video or assignments. You need to pass through that. And this is few display of the demos, like computer science, AI. Under AI, you'll have a package of courses. You have to just refer to that. Okay, at this semester, I will do this. So there is a duration of 3 years, your academic career, you can choose one domain. If you have not taken up now, in another 6 months, that is our post December Jan batch, again there will be domain course enrollment starting. So you can take up at that time. And in 3 years of your education, you may complete in 2 years also. It's just a gap of 3 years limitation. You have to complete that 6 courses as to have a core plus elective to get achieve domain certificate. These are the few degrees, and now they have added a data science degree course. So, but online is the online education. Caution is very much required. So there are some disadvantages where you get distracted. You may come across fraudulent online courses where they may take money, and then you may not give that module. They may not have sessions happening or one thing. So you should always study better about these courses. And most important part is, but when it comes to theoretical type courses or practical or programming type courses, it is okay, well and good. You should go for such type of most courses. But here you will miss that lab sessions, interactive practical lab sessions, so workshops which will really give you hands-on. This is one hard acceptable disadvantage. This is one. So plus, accordingly, to overcome this, there should be one particular course where you have a exposure. You should go for internship. You should go for field say trainings, etc., where you have proper lab sessions if it is relevant to your subject. Otherwise, not. Yes, there is no face-to-face interaction. Few courses are having face-to-face interaction, but not all. And you need to have you well organized. You should be self-disciplined, self-motivated. You should have your direction fixed. And yeah, there is no social interaction. You will be socially isolated, but it is inaccessible to computer illiterate population. That is one drawback of online education. But still, it can cater to the remaining resources who are deprived of it. So what Center for Excellence has is, these are the areas which we cover. There are few additional credit-based courses. We conduct FDP certificate. So this year, since it is online, we thought to throw this platform open for everyone all over, not only relevant to Mumbai, because in regular means where it was you need to practically come to the institute and study. Now, since it is online mode, we are open this platform for everyone out, or where geographical area is not a difficulty. So this online platform, we have these courses like languages, which Pam has already spoke to. We have with subject experts to interact with you. You can have a queries after I finish with it. Self-enrichment is what the center basically provokes to, is what, because you may have your subject knowledge, but you need to develop your personality. You should have sound communication skills. See, the personality development is different from your communication skills or language knowledge. You need to know to balance your career, balance your emotions. You should be able to be stress free from, or you need to avoid getting carried away. All those emotional attachments, emotional strength, managerial skills, all these things are essentials, because You all might have come across this one year, you can say nearly we'll finish a year, maybe 7, 8 months have been more traumatic to many in different aspects. Many things have happened good, many things have happened bad. Mm. But that balance is very much required to keep your mind state. So we have these personality development courses, not in development, it is a emotional strength which we have these. And we also provide certain skills, like you want to be your on your own, you become your own entrepreneur. So we guide them, we conduct workshops. Like you may be good in art, you can learn that art and you can be self-employable. So these small workshops will really make you more earn resources for your own well-being. We conduct training programs, workshops. These are the few IT courses where actual practical knowledge is given, actual exposure to what industry needs, like computer courses, like we have embedded system, VHDL, web animations. Hardware networking is one such upcoming field where you can see in another 4 or 5 years, totally will transform ourselves to artificial intelligence. Here it's where programming of these will come into existence. You can put yourself into exposure of these. And next is what is digital marketing, CP, CFP, capital market. These are upcoming sessions where really those students, why I'm displaying this is what our students have benefited. Every year, nearly 200 to 300 students pass out from Center for Excellence. From SIU, there are nearly about 2,000 students who take up degree. So the 300 to 400 students who pass out from COE who have taken these opportunities are doing exceedingly well, and we are happy that they also come back to us with their achievements. They also serve us with conducting sessions for our students. They share their experience. So this academic activity which should be supplemented with add-on courses. That is what is the main theme, to have a better placements, better opportunities, because everywhere there is a comparison. That comparison is not of an individual. The comparison is mainly about the knowledge and the skill which you have. That skill, if you are always in an upper hand, you have a certificate which is really going to give you a better opportunities. These are few courses which I had displayed. We also have tied up with various foreign universities through Indian collaborations. Like we have ACCA with UK-based company university, and we have tied up with TRIZ Asia Association of Mumbai, which is affiliated with global scientists, researchers, and those who work in different conceptual ideas. So it is level 1 certification. We also give credit to these courses. So this is what you need to have a vision, with a longer vision, that you are ready to face the world, where research ideas have to be implemented. You have to be an entrepreneur. You should have your own guidelines of implementing ideas. It's giving thought to that idea, and building the knowledge to give face to that idea is coming as a successful project. So we guide you through those type of training. And there are other online and offline courses. We have collaborated with various companies like UFaber, Spoken Tutorial through by IIT Bombay. We have tied up with Financial Planning Academy to offer these online skill development program, various security market courses. Here, short-term courses, most of them are having credit. And this year, apart from online, there will be more sessions happening in terms of not only courses, it's symposia where you will have face-to-face interactive sessions with experts. So these are the things which can really add value to your career. And finally, as ma'am has said, language proficiency classes is the one which our students really take up. With this foreign languages, you just take up, explore what is your degree. For example, you belong to an art section, check which language you need to take up, plus what technical skill or other non-technical skill you can enroll with. So if 3 years or your 4 years of engineering or a degree, basic degree, any degree courses, you need to just supplement with those ideas. So we have this Japanese, Spanish, French, German, Chinese, Korean, Cambridge assessment, English, which I have added. There are different levels of each and every courses. So basic level is not at all going to help you. You should always go for higher levels. That will make you more proficient and professional. That will open doors for better opportunities. And we also have consultancy of these courses. So we need a commitment, those who want to take up consultancy, by enrolling for 3 modules together. And then we, in that 1 year or 1.5 years of completion of 3 modules, or till you go for a higher studies or you apply for a university, into foreign university, we'll be guiding you. Our subject expert will be helping you how to go about with the visas, etc., where to apply, which university you should go through it. Everything will help you out. So these are the few courses which we have on languages, and these are the add-on courses which our college departments, not only theory, other departments have, like basics in cybersecurity, vertical garden, art codes, diploma codes in Hindi translation, yoga, upasana, aquaspacing and maintenance. NPTEL also we are giving credit, I said. Then Center for Excellence courses like German, Spanish, and this year we'll have added Korean and Chinese for credits, and a few other computer courses, web animation, web designing, advanced Excel, big data Hadoop. All these are different online courses, diploma in banking and finance, where credit is given. So since it is an online platform, we are planning to give credit to even outsiders, because this, what is this credit? Additional credit are those, for example, if a student belongs to a particular curriculum, let me take an example of BSc. Okay, if a student is joined in FY BSc this year, uh, still is as any degree, BA or BCom, BSc, BMM, etc., whatever it is, you have per semester 6 or 7 papers, and there are total 6 semesters. So in 6 semester, you will earn total 120 credits by the time you complete your graduation. That 120 credits, you are, as a graduate, you are getting it. Means it is designed in the curriculum, and as per the university norms, you are getting that 120 credit. Out of that, how much you have earned, or how much is your score, percentage, etc. matters. But what is SI is doing under autonomy is what? We are acknowledging your efforts that you take up these different add-on progress. Need not be add-on courses, need not be online or offline, whatever, but with those which are giving better modules relevant for job or industries, which are more of practical based, those courses have been given credits, additional credits. So as a student in first semester, you enroll for 2 courses, each year of 2 credits. So total you get 4 credits. That 4 credit means you enroll in semester 1, and you get that course credit added in your mark sheet in semester 2. The first year you have earned 4 credits, second year you earn 4 credits. So finally you can, as much as you can take 6 credits in your degree. So you, apart from 120, you can get 126 credits as an additional credit added to your mark sheet. And that 126 credit, it will really help. That 6 credits additional, the maximum you can go till 132, but in our academic council we are passed till 126. That one credit extra in your curriculum, which is there in your degree certificate, will really add value for you to applying for foreign universities or any higher studies you go, because that is the additional efforts which you have taken, and that is reflecting in your mark sheet. But it doesn't mean that those courses which are credit based you have done, it doesn't have credit. No, you can do as much as credit based courses you want, but you can have the choice which credit based course I can add to my mark sheet. That limitation can be there, and that which you feel, okay, I've done web animation and it is of 3 credits, by mistake it is shown here too, and that 3 credit course I complete in 6 months, and in my first year or second year, whenever I complete it, I get that credit added to my mark sheet because I've got a good score in that. I might have enrolled for diploma in e-commerce, but I got less marks. I want to add that credit of web animation to my mark sheet, it is fine. Otherwise, both are equally competent and both have credit. So this is about the credit-based courses which SIS College offers. Outsiders can take a benefit because with the certificate which we mentioned, if their universities or their even the faculty development programs, if their institution accept those certificates, then they can take a benefit of this credit-based courses or faculty FDP certificates. Finally, we have this platform of internships and placements through Internshala. Internshala is a platform through which NPTEL we have collaborated, and I'm happy that this year we have directly have a MOU with Internshala, where we are providing again certified online training programs, which will be at a very subsided rate, where you have online courses followed by internship and placements. Means after you undergo the training, the Internshala will suggest you which companies you should apply, and they'll help you getting internships and all that. We're proud that nearly 250 students in a year take up internships through Internshala from our institution, and we have been 13 to 15 students who have been a representative of Internshala Students Partnership. They have represented the institutions. You could be one among them. And those Internshala certified online training courses, they charge some fees out 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 something. But if it is a SIS student, they may give a promo code after approval from the SIS representative, that is myself, and you can apply that promo code, and there will be subsidy in fees, 10%, 20% or something, even sometimes even half of that. So this is one platform where you have to register. We'll be sharing the email IDs of our students, and still you can register, and you'll get companies advertisements you can browse through. You can apply for internship, but we don't recommend undergraduate you go for long-term internship. We give students to apply for a short-term internship, because long-term internship will deviate from the academic career. That's what you need, just a practical exposure. You need a hands-on, but you should not get carried away by the packages, because sometimes they do offer paid internships. And then we have tied up with Expectrons, which is an AI thoughtbot platform where students are trained in interview skills. So apart from the soft skill workshops, personality workshops, we also have this professional training through Expectron, where they through video hotbot, they through AI, they train you for interviews. They will improve your chances of getting placements or internships. So this is what the SIS has, and you can be in touch with us. And you have any queries regarding the career opportunities, we can surely interact with. Now we have with us our alumnus who will share her experience. Who's a student of Center for Excellence. There are many. We thought we can have one such student who have been selected to in foreign university. So I'll just request her to continue. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Yes, Suhani.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can just speak. Yeah. After her, we'll
Yeah,
have
ma'am.
just a minute. There is a feedback form and attendance link for certificates. We'll share at the end of the session. So after her, you can keep your questions ready. So we'll have a discussion on that. Yeah, Suhani, please proceed.
Hello, so my name is Suhani Kulkarni. I am 16 years old and I'm currently studying in the 12th class. So I have already completed my B1 level in German, and I was supposed to give my B2 level as well, but due to this pandemic, it got cancelled. So hopefully I'll get to do it as soon as possible. So when learning a language, you not only learn the vocabulary, the sentence structures, but it opens a door to an entire new culture. It gives you so many opportunities. And for example, in the 10th grade, when I was only 14 years old, I had the opportunity to spend a week in Germany. I got to make so many German friends and test also my German with them. So you tell there is a wonderful cultural exchange, and I think when you learn a foreign language, it is better to express yourself, and they appreciate it when you try to speak their languages. And like this scholarship that I got when I was 14 years old, there are several programs, events that you get to be a part of. as Manali ma'am mentioned earlier, I got also a scholarship this year, which was for 3 years, not 3 years, sorry, 3 weeks. In the month of August, it was a 2 week prac course, which is the language course. And then there was also a 1 week internship where you get to work in a German company. And I think this kind of exposure really helps you. And this can only be possible when you have a knowledge of different foreign languages. I also began with my Spanish level 1 this month, and even in 2-3 classes, you can easily introduce yourself. And when you know one language, learning another languages becomes very easily. So I was very happy that I started learning languages since 8th grade. And as early you start learning languages, it is better for you to learn more and more languages. But at least one language, I think, in this global world nowadays is necessary. And we get to be part of several programs, internships, scholarships. And nowadays, more and more people are looking forward to visiting the universities abroad. And the knowing a foreign language is like a basic requirement. It is very beneficial to learn foreign languages as supplementing your education. So it was very beneficial to me and everyone who will start on the foreign languages nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivan. Suhani, for sharing such wonderful experience. So now we'll move ahead with Q&A session. I'll share the screen. A second. Hello, Mahalakshmi ma'am.
What happened, Poonam? Should I share the screen? Are you able to share?
No, ma'am, I'm unable to share the screen.
There is echo. There are two devices on. Use off one of the device. Mic.
Okay. Screen.
Just a minute.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Poonam, your two device mic is on. One device you off the mic.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Hear you off the mic. Yeah.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am. Now.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Again, you on it.
Ma'am, the screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay, so moving ahead with the Q&A session. While registering for the webinar, some students have asked some questions. So here's the first question. I'm really interested in learning foreign languages. So how to have the pace And most important, how to keep the habit of speaking the language, as there is no other member to whom I can participate with. Also, I'm very interested in web designer or illustration, but I don't have any particular equipment for it. So, is it possible for me to learn?
We have our teachers, if anyone wish to answer at least the first part. For the second half of our question, I have the answer. So I would like our language teachers here. We have little Manali ma'am, Neha ma'am, Mamta ma'am, and Apurva ma'am. Anyone would like to answer her question?
So it depends basically which foreign language you are interested in learning, and pace would be, I would recommend it should be at your own pace. And as you rightly said, to keep the habit of speaking, I would recommend to do small changes, like for example changing the language. Suppose you're learning Spanish, so maybe change the language of your phone to Spanish, or same way for who. That's the way, I mean that's the best way you can do it. And a similar way, whichever new words you learn, like for example if it is TV, refrigerator, you can just use the stick notes and stick that particular word of Spanish on that refrigerator or fridge, sorry, or TV, etc. So this is the way, I mean, you can learn. And the pace, it would be at your own pace. Usually the course is of 50 hours, so it take approx 3 to 4 months to complete one level. So I think that answers this question.
Yeah, regarding the technical course, web designer or illustration, see, I appreciate your interest that you are interested in languages and technical course. See, there are device is not an issue. You may have your basic mobile also. There are softwares which are having online editors. So you can do these courses. Their practical skill approach would be slightly limited, but there is a possibility for you to learn because there are a lot of online editors, HTML editors, online designing softwares. So you can run the coding there and view the output there itself. So you basically don't need a device to install that software in your PC and see, because there are a lot of online converter editors, etc. available. So again, this is possible for you to learn. And for the next question that you'd like to know, career opportunities in teaching field in this digital situation. Yes, there is a lot of career opportunities in teaching field related language plus any course or any subject you do. Teaching field, there is a scope that you need a basic degree plus sound knowledge of that particular course. If you are doing foreign languages or even Indian languages, you should do till level. See, if you want to teach, at least you should have a certification till B1 level or B2 level, and as higher level you have the knowledge, that would be adding proof. And in science field or any other field, or into basic professions like into institutions or career in colleges, then you need to have clear the entrance exams or government exams like you have BA, DA, TET, SET, NET, all those with your qualification. That is essential. Anyone else would like to answer
Yeah,
this
ma'am,
question?
just a second regarding the teaching. You have to complete minimum B2 level of any language, that it is be it Spanish or German or French, if you want to do teaching in schools or even in colleges. And followed by that, you have to also complete the teacher's training. Like ma'am already mentioned, it is B.Ed, like how we have it here in India, it is B.Ed for us. Similar way, you have the teacher's training in particular languages. For German, it is DLL, and DLL, there are 6 modules. There are compulsory 6 modules for that. And for Spanish, you have ELE. So, in order to teach in schools, be it international schools or in colleges, you need to do minimum B2, and you need to at least complete minimum 3 modules of your teacher's training. Yeah, I think there are 2 questions, ma'am, in the chat box. One is from Deep and asking about the Japanese courses and when are they starting. and whether it is affiliated like we have it for Cambridge or even for Spanish. So does it
Okay.
have affiliation for Japanese?
Japanese, it's our college course. We follow the level N5 module. This year, we have basic module of Japanese and a certificate. So basic module is the 6-month module of 75 hours, and after you complete that, you can go to the next level. And that is completes your N5. After N5, you clear N5 of college certificate. You have to give an exam. College will have an evaluation, and then post which you will have to appear for international exam conducted by Japan embassy. That is the N5. You get international certificate. There are levels, of course. Here, Japanese goes reverse. Not first level is N5, then second level is N4, and so on. So at least you need we conduct till N4 and 3. But as per the level, the hours increase. Level 1 is 150 hours, level 2 is 300 hours, etc. That is what. And regarding what is Cambridge English, we are starting. All these courses will start today. I'll share the registration links and the email ID. You have to email that you are interested in so and so course, you want to know the fee structure, etc. There is one query form. I'll share it with you. And we'll send the fee structure and the admission form link. You need to upload your data there, and after paying the fees, there is we understand the situation currently. So normally we don't give the installment facility from this year. At least for this year, we have an installment facility. If anyone needs financial help, that they need time or whatever issue, you can write to us in this email ID, and write application form will be link will be sent to you. You can follow that link of procedure. Okay. There was some, yeah, fine. Okay. So this is one, and what was the second thing? University affiliation. Yeah, Manali ma'am is already included in the talk about this. Cambridge English. And Spanish course is again Gauri is asking how Spanish course again it starts from next week. We have the Spanish teacher here, Manali ma'am itself. Again, form link I'm sharing it on the end of the session. First, I'll share the feedback. Even French, all the courses are starting from next week. Once we'll give 1 week of time, you can say the first week of November itself, we will start, and the course will be conducted once a week for 2 hours online. Probably we are planning for a weekend course. We know students are occupied on the weekdays. That timing will be between the teacher and the students. So we will take care of that. And yeah, yes. Please put for Poonam, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. So the second question is, does learning a new language increase the possibility of the person in visiting the foreign country through his job? Or does he have to work in India and the language will only be useful if the company dealers visit here from the foreign country?
Yeah, I think we already spoke about this. That is how that language, particular language helps. But again, I will say that I'll again say that you need to have the international certification, guys, in order to get edge anywhere. Yeah, you can do the same way here or in abroad, but again, you need to have international certification. Without international certification, any language is of no use, guys. No use, I mean, in a value it has.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
Poonam, I take the second question as well because
okay, ma'am.
I think they all interlinked.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I already said in order to see, first of all, decide the field in which you want to do. If you want to do teaching, If you want to do teaching, guys, you need to do minimum C1 level. That is expected from a teacher, be it of any language, be it German, Spanish, French, Korean. You need to do at least C1 level, and then again till B1. If you are, for example, like the earlier question was, yeah, the last question is, if you have BCom and B1 level, it is fine. If you're doing any a particular company job, but if you want to be a teacher or translator or interpreter, guys, minimum requirement is C1 level. And again, if it is a teacher, you need to complete the teacher's training because that really helps you a lot. And Poonam, just a second, I will just take one query from the
Chat.
chat.
There are some chat
Yeah.
for answers for you.
So for SAT exams, there are no credits. Yeah. As you know, SAT exams is basically if you're planning to do your bachelor studies. So we don't provide for that. So yeah, this will be clarified in the consultancy session. Yeah, if you're planning to do your bachelor's, then you need to give SAT exam followed by the English level, that is either IELTS or TOEFL. Yeah, SAT exam, there are no credits. Yeah.
There is one on self-enrichment courses. All these courses already I have put in the inquiry form. Those who have contacted, mail has been sent to them. Still, again, I'll share the inquiry form, or you can write to me on the email, SISCenterforexcellence@gmail.com. Whatever workshop will be coming, we'll sending an email. And we have the Telegram group. There, whatever sessions are happening, workshops, online, offline, everything we put up there. So self-enrichment workshop is there, and we are planning a 3-month personality development course. This would be a hardcore training. It would cover all the requisites of soft skills that this we will have. So that is going to happen somewhere around 3,500 or something. The fees that you just put in the query, I'll intimate you via email, or in the Telegram group also. We have already opened the chat box. We'll be opening chat box every often in 3-4 days. So you can put your queries when we come, because what happens now, why we have off the Telegram chat is because there are admissions are going on. There are a lot of college admission and other admission queries for which we don't have the answers. So that is why it has been off. So in from next week when the admissions of COE starts, I'll keep the chat on, and you can put in your this. There we will share the admission form link.
Yeah, ma'am, there is one more query by Ariba. See, if you enroll for Cambridge English, again, I said there are levels. So if you
Yes.
do a B2 level, yeah, then you don't have to give IELTS in some cases. And for the postgraduate, you need to give GRE.
There is one question on the previous slide. This one on degree of what to do after BCom. Some question I saw. Poonam, just go to the previous.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, one course and was a which course to do after graduation and which exam to become. And go to the next slide. Again, a similar question to this. I would like to answer this. See the next slide also. There is something related to this. Just go to the next slide, Poonam. Yeah. Post BCom, probably students go for CA. I'm not at all against it, but ACA has an alternative also. You have ACCA course. Only difference is that is CA is related to Indian economy, and this is having all foreign culture. That is, it is related to US or UK based companies. So those universities are having these courses. Plus, after BCom, you can go for courses on specialized field like financial accounting, security markets, or you want to know about the stock market. You can have short-term courses, digital marketing. You can do along with your degree, and post BCom you can go for postgraduate diplomas, and you can go for MCom in specialization. We also have diploma courses also. It's relevant to banking and insurance. So all these things can help you into taking up a career. And ACCA course is a 3-year program. So if you are sound that you want to go into this area, you can start appearing for that from the first year itself. You need not wait till the third year like you do for your CA exams. And the fee structure is almost same what you spend in your CA and HSC. There is only a 1 lakh difference. So, but the number of papers and the duration is quite good, and it will really save you a lot of time and value, and you will be valued in the international standard. That is what there is a lot of scope for such type of courses. And post BCom also there is apart from finance, you can choose a relevant field. You need not. There are more AI based courses which is of more required, where you can work on finance based field. So AI is not only, that is artificial intelligence, not only related to IT, but it is having other opportunities for other curriculum. That is okay. Yeah. What is the language courses? Already we have answered this question, and then here how many courses you can do, how sound you can understand a particular course, how much time it requires for you, or how you can manage it. That is important. You should not take up too many courses and you don't do none. It is your capability. You Some people won't be able to manage two, three things at a time. Then you go one by one, but plan it which is going to give you as a supplement with your curriculum. Yeah. The course will take, how does the course take place this time? It would be online till we resume. Once we resume for a particular course, if there is a need for practical exposure, for those we'll have an offline training. The certification will happen after you complete that few hours of offline training. Rest all 85 to 90% will be online only, and offline only for certain courses where there is lab sessions required. Rest all are going to be online. Only those which require lab sessions too. For the rest all will be online courses. Anything else? I think we have answered almost all the questions. One question is come from Vasant Kumar Raghvi. If I do elementary and intermediate from outside this year, will I get credits in the last year TY? No, you will not get credit. Credit is only for those who do from college with the academic. You will not get credit for any certification done outside SIU. Other universities, if they accept our credit, that is not an issue. For our college students, need to do credit course in the current academic year with the current degree. So if you're in first year, you will get credit added to your certificate if you do the course in the current year and complete it in the current year. You can't tell कि मैंने first semester 1 में course enroll किया और मैंने semester 3 में खत्म किया, उसका credit नहीं. There is also NISM course on SEBI, which is again on security markets for BCom and BMS students or those who want to go into finance section. So for them, there is a 3 module credit course, which is of each credit is for 6 hours. 6 months. So for completing 6 months, you have to complete in semester 1, you get 2 credit. In semester 2, you get 2 credit. In semester 3, the third module, you get 2 credit. So you get 6 credit in your academic career. But that 6 months module has to be completed in first year itself, and the second level in first year itself. That third level you can complete in S1. That is how it is. But nothing you have done outside and you can't get credit from the college. Which foreign language is better to learn, more helpful when studying abroad? Already this answer has been done. If anyone would like to add to it, any of our faculties. Questions related to clinical lab science add-on course, microbiology department is handling. You can write to me. I'll send you the email of the department whom you can contact with them. Regarding job opportunities and foreign languages, we have already covered. Fine. Yes, all the courses you need to pay fees. Each course ranges between module to module. The fee structure is different. For example, Japanese is 5,500 for level 1, and then level 2 5,500, or then level 3 onwards fee structure changes. And German is again we had. So these are course by course, the fee structure varies. So whichever course you want, you can write to me there. I'll reply and give you the payment link. Vedant has asked a question. Level A and B courses in foreign language section will be there in this year, or level B in the second? Right now you see already 6 months has gone. So this year you can only complete level A. Level B you can continue in the next academic year. So those who are taking consultancy, for them we take a commitment of 1.5 years. Otherwise, it is after you complete level 1, you can enroll for level 2 and then go to level 3, etc. It's like that.
Mahalakshmi ma'am, this is Neha here. I
Yeah,
want to
ma'am.
add something for this. Which industry gives us opportunity if we learn foreign
Yeah,
languages?
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
if
yes.
you learn Chinese, then as you know, China is actually dominating world trade, right? So China is the major trading partner of each and every country right now. So you will be having good opportunity in all intermediate items. So it can be machinery, tool appliances, infrastructure, IT sector, hardware manufacturing sector, as you know, automobiles, mobiles, basically all EPC projects or power sector. So solar, if you are very much interested in energy or energy sector, then there is also good opportunity is upcoming here in solar plants and solar. If you're doing engineering stuff, so electronic engineering, or any kind of diploma in engineering. So better if you're having good knowledge, then the door will be open for you. Okay, so to get employed there. Okay. And one more thing I like to add in here, that even if there might be some anti-sentiment against China right now because of our border dispute, but there are always ebbs and flows which will be which is already existing, and it will be there in the case of India China, because we are having major dispute of that is border dispute basically. So the trade is happening between India and China. It is at enormous pace. Okay, so diplomatic, all trade fair, diplomatic relations, maybe I'm keeping it aside, but in business, in trade, in commerce, China is basically our major trading partner. Even if without China is our major trading partner without any bilateral trade treaty. Let me tell you. So with WTO agreement, we are giving it as MFN status, okay, and without any bilateral trade treaty, China is reshuffling its position. It's one or two sometimes. So in one quarter it might be first, second quarter it might be second. So it is, of course, it is in competition of UAE. So it is basically good employment opportunities are available in Chinese language too. Okay, so better to be well equipped with this. This can also update your CV, and of course, if you're competent enough in Chinese language, then it can give you a better opportunity in industries.
Yes,
Okay.
I would also like to add a lot of MNCs there, so there are a lot of scope within our country as well as abroad.
Yeah.
These promotions do not happen if you don't do or not aware of their language. So what
Yeah, there are
happens now?
150 companies we are already
Yes,
existing in India, Chinese
yeah.
industry.
Yes, yes. So that exposure is there every time. Anyone, if you converse to office situated abroad from sitting at this place, and if you know their language, you're able to speak. That is really going to give you better opportunity. So that promotion barrier will not be there if you're not well versed with that particular language or
Yeah.
any. So obviously, industries also they prefer. We have students who want to go to engineering or go to into the industry fields. They came here, they did three levels, B1, B2, then minimum they need to complete A1,
And
A2.
even good
That is the
opportunities
minimum
existed
criteria.
in
B1
pharmaceuticals.
is very much valid. They come here, complete, and then go. So that is essential to get into any foreign universities or foreign countries. That is very much essential. So there is a job opportunity. Obviously, the job opportunity is quite high. even
Yes,
within the country and
ample of
abroad.
opportunities are available.
Ample
And
of,
in the Chinese
already
language,
I
it is
shared that
good.
slide with a lot of all options. So there, the areas where you may feel this session is of more foreign languages or languages in general. It is essential. It is one essential component with whatever career you choose. You need to be proficient in one of the language. And the interest is yours. I had a question with Korean also. Yeah, there are level ones, level two. Also, we are starting with level one. Fee range for all German, Korean, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, all range between 5,000 to 7,500 is the range with GST, 18% GST is additional. And payment mode, we have online payments. You can pay Neftit and then fill a Google form. We are taking because we can't now personally meet or come to college. So whenever you resume back, we'll take an offline form. Till then, there's an online form for our document. Why we take this application is what when companies come in and they want certain field trained employees, so they always take your contact details from us. So we share it with them. So that is why we require. And the fee structure, if you compare it, one level outside is 10,000, 15,000, basic level. And within that money, you would complete 2 to 3 levels. So SIS basically wants students to make use of this facility of additional add-on courses, but without compromising on the quality education. We have well-trained teachers with us. They are doing exceedingly well, and just for the cost of education, we are supporting our students. So students have good exposure. So don't feel that "Yeah, I'm doing from so and so institute that is worth it. Here it is not. No, the same teachers are here, but only constant is what the approach is different. That is the only thing. Rest all is the same. Anyone else? Neha ma'am is there, Mamta ma'am is there, Apurva ma'am. Anyone want to add something on some point? Uh,
Yeah,
piece
there
of
was one question for German level 2. I think Apurva can answer that. I mean, can they directly
yeah,
give level 2? There was some question regarding that.
yeah, you can add read it.
Maybe she can give answer. I mean,
That is Rishita. If you know basic level and you can go give exam and then start the next. Basic level in the sense what? If Rishita is there, she can unmute herself and speak. Uh, is Rishita Kishore Sharma here?
Yes, ma'am.
So what exactly is your basic level means? Like you have
I have
you
actually learned the alphabets and I can read and write in Korean. I'm currently learning the vocabulary and basic phrases.
through online mode.
Yes.
Then see, we give a if you have done the basic course, you have the certificate, valid certificate to authentic institute. Then only we give concession for you to join the second level. Otherwise, you have to join from the basic level. There is no skipping because our module will have certain hours with certain pattern of covering. We have written or oral and listening skills, both three patterns of evaluation. So if you have same valid certificate, then you can go to the next level. Otherwise, no, you have to start from the first level. There are some question on German also, I saw. Apurva, you want to answer something? Uh, It's a question on diploma in finance and banking. Yeah, it's a 4 to 6 month course. We are having both online and offline mode. So currently we are opening enrollment for online mode. Fees is somewhere around 4,500 or something. Okay, I'll share the exact fee structure today via email. You can write to me, Domain Finance. 30 hours duration. So for this course, there is 2 credit for SIS students. Yes, any more questions?
Ma'am, this is the last slide for the Q&A session.
Okay, okay. Here we have answered everything. Huh? Just a
Yeah,
career. Yeah, yeah, we have. Korean and Japanese. See, beneficial is all the foreign languages. Any language done from till advanced level is only going to help you. Basic level is not going to help. Even for higher studies, you are applying through which universities? I think Manali ma'am can answer this question for higher studies or abroad. Hello.
yes, ma'am. I'll stop sharing the screen.
Yeah, just yeah. We have finished with it. Almost. If any more questions in the chat box, I'll just see.
Yeah, if
And
any
share the
participants
feedback.
have any queries regarding the courses, you can drop your questions in the chat box.
Okay, Apurva ma'am can reply via chat. She says she's unable to speak. French fees is level 1, 5,500. With GST, it will be 5,900 with GST. Level 1, 50 hours duration. Probably we are trying to get 2 credits for that. Level 1. German also, and Spanish, Chinese and Korean. German, you have to take a commitment. German and Spanish, you need to take a commitment of 2 levels. Then you get 3 credits. For 1 level, you don't get credit. You have to take secret. Basic level is the beginner's level, so that is not going to give any impact. So you need to do 2 levels. That is 60 hours. First, you get 3 credits. Okay.
So I'll end this session with the word of thanks. I'll thank all the participants, teachers, and core volunteers present today. Also, I request all the participants to fill the feedback form. Also, you'll be getting your e-certificates. The feedback link is being posted in the chat box. Thank you.
Check
Hello?
your chat box. Please fill the form. You'll get the e-certificate and just fill this feedback. And how to apply? I'm sharing the query form link as well as admission link. Admission link, we'll share it via email. You can write to us on email. Query form link, I'm putting it right way. So you can give the feedback. And thanks to all my teachers. Thank you
Ma'am,
so much
just a
for spending
second.
this time. Seeing
Hello,
some
ma'am.
questions. Yeah, ma'am, please.
Yeah, they're asking about when the Spanish course will begin. I think for all of them, the Spanish course will start from next week. So like we can start maybe in the first week of November as well. So all
Yes,
of them
yes.
are asking about when it will start. So if you could
So
just tell them.
tomorrow onwards, admission form would start from tomorrow onwards, and we will give 1 week of time for all the enrollment process. Anyone has difficulty in enrollment or they want little time for payment of fees, we just want an assurance. We also have Swiss course starting from next week. Again, that is a 2 credit course. So those who have confirmation that they will do it, they need little time for fees payment, or we understand there is someone requiring installment facility. We have write an email with proper documents, and then we'll reply via there. Payment link, I'll just share it few time after few time in the same chat box. I'll put the payment link for course enrollment, which course you're enrolling, and the fees you can write to me. For fees, you fill the query form and the fees, what is the fees, etc. We'll send it via email. And still, you have my contact number. Please, you want to interact with me, you can just call, post between 7 to 8 p.m. If I'm able to interact, I'll surely reply back. Okay? Or you can put a message. Better you put it on the COE Telegram group. We'll reply there. That is the best option. You put your queries in the Telegram group. There we will reply, and all the link will post there. Okay?
Hello.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello,
Someone
ma'am.
was,
Uh,
yeah, okay.
Actually, I wasn't able to attend the lecture due to network issues. So, will the recording be available?
We'll put it on our YouTube channel. You can go review from there. We put it in our YouTube channel in 2-3 days. Okay, from there you can use it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So thanks to all. We'll end the session. Rishi, you can stop recording.